Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2. When we left off, we ran into Courtney and Sebastian again because they're all just having a hubba-baloo waiting for, what's his name again?
Dogen?
Dogen, yep, because he's going to be guilty. And then we found that hole that leads from the one prisoner, Jailbirds, and then going all the way to Knightley's room. So there's a lot of puzzles going on and stuff.
How long do you think it takes her to do her hair in the morning?
Too long.
Because,
Too long.
Dear God.
Unless she's somehow lucky enough to have that just naturally be the way it is.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot going on there. But what does she have to say about oh yeah, she already said everything. That's right.
Yep.
So she was talking about all this stuff. So we need to reread it because it's a new recording session.
Yeah.
Presume you know the incident was Knightley caused the day before yesterday. Heard about that.
Detective Garden stole his keys.
Heard some keys stopped by his state. Let's start with this one.
The animal cage. Yeah.
So Mr. Key's actions were intended to help Knightley escape from prison.
Yes, he stopped by the detention center's holding cells with the cage. This is Simon Keyes' own testimony. It can't be denied.
As this in Knightley's cell ended up drawing suspicion.
I just realized when Edward closes his eyes, Kay is like pretty much copying him.
Yeah, she's just sitting there like, I'll be exactly like him.
It's adorable.
His visit to Knightley's cell ended up drawing suspicion.
Edward, adopt her right now.
Christ.
Simon was just clumsy. His clumsiness led him to bring the cage to the detention center. Or he brought the cage to help Mr. Knightley escape. Which explanation do you think is more natural?
I
see you understand. Simon Keyes carried the cage to the detention center.
And during this time, I was able to use the stolen key to exit the cell.
Accent accurately.
You're fine.
It's kind of sloppy in it right now.
Do you have proof Knightley stole the keys?
It is the only explanation as to why Mr. Knightley would have attacked the guard. We will know for certain the moment the guard regains consciousness.
Is that really true? Should I ask Judge Courtney for more information? Of course, ask for more information. More information is always good.
I know, why wouldn't we?
There's one point in your reasoning that is odd. If Knightley did indeed steal the key, I'd expect he'd try to escape immediately. Was it really necessary for him to wait for Mr. Keyes to help him escape?
He simply chose the method with the highest probability of success. After stealing the key, he concealed it in his personage. They really like that word.
Yeah.
As he waited for the opportune moment. That is what I believe.
He concealed the key? Judge Courtney, such an oversight is unlike you. Knightley could not have concealed the key, and I can prove it. Knightley did not hide the key, and the proof is...
in the pudding.
Hang on, I'm trying to figure out what I have that says that Knightley didn't hide the key. Knightley's cell key. Let's see, during the attack
when did
and
we
got
get those keys again? I don't remember.
I assume, based on the time frame... I don't remember either. That one's slipping me by. But, okay.
It'll probably say something.
So, that the security gate wouldn't matter. Knightley's cell key. During the attack on the guard, the key to Knightley's cell was stolen. Current location unknown. The day before the body was found, the guard who was escorted Knightley to his cell was attacked and knocked unconscious. During the attack, the key to the cell was stolen. However, Knightley denied stealing it. The search for Knightley's cell was carried out, but the key was not found. Let's see. But they didn't search Knightley. So, Knightley did not hide the key. Well...
He said he denied stealing it.
Yeah, and then a search of his cell was carried out, but it was not found, so...
So, if he, if he hid the key, they would have found it in his cell.
Yeah. Granted, I think they're saying he hid on his personage to get out. But, I guess the other option would be that the key would be on him here in the crime scene. But I don't think, because his key is still missing, so it would have been on his dead body. So, should I just run with the keys? We've got a chance for it. Let's go for it. Because his current location is unknown. Yeah. Because if it was on him, then it would have been on his body.
Yeah.
Haven't the guards informed you yet? They searched Knightley after he attacked the guard, and the key was nowhere to be found. Since the key's location is unknown, your logic doesn't hold. She's too confident. I don't like it.
That is not an issue. There is no explanation. Mr. Knightley had the key. It simply wasn't found.
Because he ate it.
The reason being he concealed it inside the chessboard.
The chessboard? You mean the one that concealed the murder weapon?
Come now, how do we know whether or not the murder weapon was really there? What? Take some responsibility for your own words. That was all Sebastian's idea, after all.
So those two don't always agree with their reasoning.
Pinch his cheeks! Oh, it's me.
Yes.
In other words, once we put all the pieces together, Mr. Knightley concealed the key he stole from the guard inside the chessboard. When Simon Keyes arrived, Mr. Knightley used the key to slip out of his cell. He entered the animal cage and was transported to the workroom, all thanks to his accomplice, Simon Keyes. Mr. Knightley had planned to be carried outside after the show had ended. However, he was betrayed by his accomplice and murdered during the circus performance. Starting to get the hang of it.
Mr. Keyes performed in the show. He would have had no opportunity to murder him during the circus performance.
Overruled, yes. No opportunity. Is that so? The story plays itself out on the stage, and such was the case with the animal show.
So she examined the contents of the show.
The suspect plays the role of the villain who antagonizes the elephant heroine. In the final act, the villain is defeated by the heroine's love and all ends well. At that point, the suspect in the role of the villain is blown away by the heroine's burning love and makes his exit.
Blown away by the elephant?
But was he hurt? After being blown away, the suspect disappeared from the stage. The suspect was absent from the stage for about 15 minutes.
Are you saying the crime was committed during that time?
Even in such a short period of time, it would still be possible to carry out the murder. Don't you think so?
I don't know about that one. So he committed the crime in the 15 minutes and then returned to the stage. That may have been possible if the crime scene had been the prison.
But it's not.
Judge Courtney, the actual crime took place in the detention center.
Bap! I'm afraid I cannot accept that camera footage alone as evidence.
Well, it's not.
Oh,
As for evidence, I have it.
big fucking hole in the ground. Well then, please show us your evidence. Where's the evidence that shows the scene of the crime was the detention center?
Where's that blood spill at? Where's that floor at? There we go, wipe floor. We're gonna wipe the floor with you.
This is the floor? Oh, goddess of law. I'm unable to comprehend your mysterious ways.
This is what we discovered. The area here was tested positive for Mr. Knightley's blood.
Ooh, yep. This blood test. Can it really be trusted? Can we trust him? Harvey Dent. To begin with, how were you able to conduct a scientific investigation?
Listen, don't ask questions. We have a partner, but it's fine.
He's like, who knows? A bird.
I happen to have a subordinate. I can't vouch for his competence, but he is a
Aw.
man that I trust.
Oh,
You know I heard that, right, pal?
that detective. This concerns me. I cannot think why one would disturb the order of law. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee's influence goes as far as the police department. Gummy's in trouble!
Ah, shit, pal. Forgive me, detective. I'm afraid something bad may come of this. Oh,
I
no.
will accept the fact that blood was found at the detention center as evidence. However... Oh, boy.
How ridiculous! This is unthinkable of you, you third-rate prosecutor! Mr. DeBest, you're here?
Do we have
I'd
a
really
fourth-rate
forgotten
debt?
about him. There's a giant contradiction in your statement.
Oh, really?
According to the security tape, a dog killed Mr. Knightley in a cell. Then, after he left the cell, the blood on the floor was wiped away.
Ah!
Did the dog wipe away the blood stains? As if that could happen. That is possible. Of my Anubis, right, boy? What? That was one of the tricks I taught him while I was still in the outside world. He makes sure to hide any bloodstains he makes.
Jesus.
So as not to leave behind any evidence.
He's like, what?
Shut up! I was saved, if only by chance. Shouldn't you have taught your dog to shake or something? Anubis else performs that trick very well. But the shake I taught him is a little different from others. First he bites the victim's hand.
Stop! I don't want to hear anymore. I see. I understand. Prosecutor Edgeworth, it appears you've gathered a good hand.
I'm glad you understand. Oh
boy.
My argument isn't over yet.
Objection overruled.
Yeah, now that's a little harsh.
Sebastian, would you allow me the privilege of explaining?
Sure, Justine. Do you finally realize the murder occurred in the detention center? Therefore, that assassin's pet dog.
Overruled again. My opinion has not changed. Unless I can understand how the dog was able to enter and leave the crime scene, I'm afraid I cannot accept your logic, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Well, I've been waiting for you to say that.
Yep.
Now let me show you. This evidence shows the route the dog used to go between the detention center and prison. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, tunnel footprints.
Whoop. This photo.
It shows a secret tunnel hidden in the prison. That's impossible! Ow! A secret tunnel! This tunnel was dug by the escaped prisoner, J. Elberg.
Yep.
It begins in his prison cell. And it connected to a holding cell in the detention center.
It went all the way across
namely,
the freaking prison.
The victim's cell.
I'm shocked. How did this...
I know, I've been asking the same thing for eons at this point, it feels like.
He's not saying anything.
Dogen, you must have known of this, since you used this tunnel to commit murder. Huh? Eh?
Hammer. In the name of the goddess of law, I hereby reject Prosecutor Edgeworth's claim.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Evidence is everything. That remains true here, just as in the courtroom. Isn't that right? I have evidence here. Horace Knightley's autopsy report.
Autopsy report? Since when? Why are you surprised?
Freaking... It's a taste of your own medicine, Edgeworth.
Oh, shit.
Autopsy report's been updated. This was delivered straight from the police a short while ago. It's not complete yet, more of a preliminary report. Here, the very word of the goddess of law is written. Cause of death, stab wound to the neck, died instantly. Murder weapon, sharp metal object. The victim was stabbed multiple times in the same spot with a sharp object.
Ow.
Although they were unable to determine the actual shape of the murder weapon, they have clear proof that it was a sharp metal object. So do you still stand by your claim?
It was Money the Monkey.
That dog used a sharp object to kill the victim?
Maybe. This can't be.
That is all. The court is adjourned.
But wait, the tunnel contains the dog's footprints.
Oh.
Perhaps it might have been one of Anubis's walking courses. I can never tell what Anubis gets up to outside my cell. Something feels unnatural about all this, but I have no evidence. Gardening Pie, you sure pulled out a hidden gem at the very last moment. Shoot for the perfect time to reveal the autopsy report.
Just like you.
Have a letter outwit me again?
Appointed Attorney Shields. Here is the autopsy report from earlier. I apologize for the delay.
No, it's all right. Thank you.
Like, thanks.
Like, no.
Thanks a lot.
Fucking. I'll gladly accept it, bitch.
Mr. Shields.
Oh, what? I didn't say that.
I don't believe it's necessary to call me that to hold hands while exchanging documents. I'd advise you to stop.
Huh? Oops.
Persist any longer, and I shall call on the strength of the goddess of law.
Oh, I'll be careful. Justine, well done. Just as I planned.
I only acted in accordance to your instructions.
Huh? The autopsy report came straight from the police. I can't refute it. However, if the murder weapon wasn't the dog will be cleared of suspicion.
The merciful goddess of law so decrees. If you choose to yield now, your badge will not be taken.
Well, what do you do, sir? She says that, but my answer remains the same.
Oh my god, Edward.
Judge Courtney, it is as I said before. I will see my job through. I will not yield to threats.
So even now, you still refuse to give up. If you want to keep your badge, this may be your last chance.
Right now, I'm a defense attorney's assistant. What I protect is not my badge, but my client.
The goddess of law grows weary of your sentiments.
Now we're talking.
He's like, yeah!
Now I was starting to understand. That defense attorney never gives up. Actually, those were the words of your old man. My father. It really is in your blood. You're the spitting image of him right now. You said it yourself. You've changed since you were tainted by Von Karma.
Yeah.
It's only now that I've actually come to believe it.
Aw.
Mr. Shields. Well then, Miles. Now's the time to put those skills to the test. Think beyond your limits. The murder weapon was a sharp object. Does that really indicate your reasoning?
No. If a dog
murder
was
weapon was
learned
a
to
sharp
wipe
object?
up blood, surely it could be taught to use a knife.
And I mean, a tooth is a sharp object.
So is a pocket-sized chisel.
That too.
Just saying.
Yeah, the murder weapon was a sharp object. That's it.
No, sharp metal object. Remember, it's boom,
yeah.
chisel.
Yeah, there are 5 chisels placed inside this special cell. Dogen is a former assassin. It's quite possible he could kill someone with just a chisel. In that case, the weapon that killed Horace Knightley was...
Is that all? Well then, I suppose you'll be giving up.
Evidence is everything. Didn't she say?
Ooh.
The murder weapon was a sharp metal object. However, such weapon is yet to be found. What? So what are you trying to say? The only decisive evidence is the actual murder weapon itself. And that was in plain sight this whole time. The real murder weapon is... Dogen's chisel. What did you say? Ow! Ow!
Stop bending that, dude. You're gonna really hurt yourself one day. Take responsibility for your own statements. The scene of the crime was Mr. Knightley's cell. You said so yourself.
If the evidence changes, then so will my logic. That too is courtroom procedure, is it not? If the chisel was used, that means the killer was human. However, the fact remains that we cannot deny this security photo. Yeah, what about that photo? I'll give you the answer. This photo shows the moment...
The dog killed the victim.
Well, no, the point is that it's not that the dog killed the victim. I would say that it was maybe something to help. Maybe the dog was used as almost like a guide so that Dogen could find out where Knightley was. Because he can hear his dog doing everything and use that to assassinate him since he's blind and can't see anything. Dogen's dog leapt at Knightley. However, the victim did not die at that time.
Didn't die?
He was only knocked unconscious.
See, I was just thinking, like, Oh.
That's clever. Dog knocks him unconscious, pulls him through the tunnel, and brings him over to the other room, and then...
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. The dog didn't move a dead body. It moved the unconscious Knightley. And the real killer was its owner.
I just really want a dog to know how to use a
I know,
weapon.
right? That's what I'm picturing the whole time, was just the dog going...
I mean in its mouth.
That'd be interesting too, I guess, but...
What'd you think I was talking about?
Like literally like Scooby-Doo grabbing a pickaxe. Just,
oh my god,
That'd be amazing to see. Come on, if I could train a dog to do that, that'd be fantastic.
That's physically impossible.
But let's not let a dog murder anyone. Anyways,
I'm thinking more along the lines of that, what was it, Dark Souls? That wolf with the...
the wolf with the blade in its mouth?
Yeah.
I see, if the victim was moved, it would be possible for a dog to commit the murder.
And use the murder weapon!
Indeed, the killer is Sheeran Dogen. It can only be you, Surin Dogen.
What, Ed Sheeran? Sheeran Dogen?
Yes. I bet your teacher used to write on your report card. Needs to pay more attention on what others say. I would think that describes you more. You need to pay attention in general. We examine that room. Every crook and granny.
Crook and granny?
Right, Justine?
Crook and granny. Right,
that
sure,
caught
yes,
me off
that makes
guard.
sense, Sebastian. Oh my god, please stop moving your mouth. Because I'm in all 4 of Mr. Dogen's chisels. And found no traces of blood.
4?
Yeah, he's like, wait. Where's the pocket-sized one?
Thank you, Judge Courtney. Thanks to you, I am now certain.
Thanks to me? Whatever do you mean?
When I came here earlier, I saw 5 chisels.
Yep.
That's right. There were definitely 5 there before. I remember it because I wanted to grab it.
And the one that disappeared was the smallest one, presumably for portable use.
I want to steal everything.
Dogen,
I
where's
see.
that
It's
chisel?
a real problem.
I'm not free to leave this place. I have no need for a portable chisel. Not free to leave. In that case, he mustn't have been free to hide the deadly chisel either. Dogen, you just dug your own grave.
He dug in his own grave. It seems you know something. Would you care to show it?
Dogen couldn't leave, so the place he hid the chisel is... I mean, his cell? Because he can't. If he can't leave his cell, then it's in his cell. Dogen is a prisoner, so he can't leave his cell freely. Perhaps he could have sent his dog out to dispose of it. But he would not have been able to confirm the weapon's location. So what does that leave? Above all else, special metal tools are allowed in this cell. Even if one chisel were to appear here, no one would suspect a thing. You'd be a fool not to take advantage of that. I see. Of course, it's always safest if you do something yourself. But I examined everything. I didn't find any hiding places in his cell.
Oh, poor
I am
kid.
certain that the murder weapon is here. The reason you haven't found it is because it was cleverly hidden. You say I hid it? Where exactly?
You ate it. No.
Think. Where could he have hidden it? I have to remember everything up to this point. There must be some clue. The big thing I remember is the bell. Does this mean what I think it means?
Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth.
Bork.
Hello!
Dougie.
Come to think of it, that dog hasn't barked at me once today.
Oh, isn't it?
Previously, when I came to this special cell, it barked on Dogen's command. That's it. That's what's been out of place.
And it
There's
can
just
still
one
lick
place he
with
could have
something
hidden
in
the
its
murder
mouth.
weapon. Yeah. Giving up already? How dull.
He's just like. He's really-
I will present evidence.
It's hard to stick your tongue out when something's in your mouth.
Yeah. This piece of evidence shows we concealed the murder weapon. The dog. Black dog!
But it's got a big mouth.
Hasn't your dog been awfully quiet today?
Now that you mention it, it hasn't barked at all. Before it was...
Sir and Dogen, open that dog's mouth now.
Anubis doesn't bark needlessly. I ordered him to do that before. In that case, order it to bark now.
Naturally, you should be able to, if you have nothing to hide.
It was inevitable. Anubis, show them your mouth. And it's gonna be empty. Nope, they found it. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
As you can see, a dog of this size can easily conceal a small chisel in it. What? Ow!
You just like...
Why a chisel? The dog really had one in its mouth? I thought he was unusually quiet. He wasn't able to follow the discussion. Was he unable to follow the discussion?
Sebastian, could you call the forensics department? Urgently, please.
I got it.
This poor kid is so confused. A reaction! This chisel tests positive for blood.
What?
Dude, this kid's mind is being blown.
Yeah, I guess that proves my theory wasn't just nonsense.
Well then,
Hey, would this just be the murder weapon then?
it reacted positively for blood. There's no doubt about that.
But they're gonna be like, was it his blood?
Yeah. Mr. Dogen, now that the murder weapon has been found, I must ask you for your testimony.
We know how your dog got to the detention center when we found the murder weapon. You still think you can talk your way out of this? Interesting.
This guy, even at a time like this, he's still smiling.
Well, Anubis, it seems everyone has become suspicious of you. It's quite troubling, since it's come to this. We have no choice but to tell the truth. I did not kill anyone. I've long since grown weary of killing. What's this? His face looks completely composed.
That's what you call it? It seems we'll need to listen to Mr. Dogen's explanation. Please promptly give your testimony.
Certainly.
Huh.
Alright, what you hiding, dog? And
Ah!
first of all, I would like you to explain my motive. I do not know anyone by the name of Knightley.
That's wrong.
We share no connection. I already have that.
That's
It's like,
wrong.
I just skipped the rest.
Yep.
So I wouldn't think some motive for murder would just appear out of nowhere.
You wanted to make sure you won your chess game.
You're losing. You were in check, and you were like, well, guess what? Checkmate. Are you insinuating my Anubis had a motive? He only bears his fangs at others on my command. I do not hunger for blood so much as to kill a man I don't even know.
You do know it.
Coming from an assassin, it sure is persuasive.
An assassin only kills acquaintances? I doubt that would be profitable. I may kill strangers in my line of work, but I never make it personal.
Oh, you
Is there
did.
evidence that shows a connection between Knightley and Dogen?
Absolutely.
I should thoroughly review the evidence once more. Just hold my hand a little more, why don't you, game? Come on, I already saw the moment it popped up. To explain my motive, I do not know anyone by the name of Knightley. We share no connection. Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
Where the fuck is your memo?
memo.
Yeah, boom.
Boom.
Easy mode, baby.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
You lost your touch, Sir Dogen. If you had your dog clean up after you, you should have disposed of this too. There's a record of a correspondence chess game found in the victim's cell. This record and the chessboard in your cell both clearly depict the same game.
Wow, he very calmly loses his cool.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
What? I've heard that the number of possible chess possessions is around 10 to the 120th power.
Jeez.
10 times 10, 120 times 100.
That's too much for you to count.
1,000, is that even a real number?
Every number is real. Indeed. There's absolutely no way these two could have coincided by chance. Tell us your reason for killing Knightley,
He was.
unless you intend to explain this as a coincidence. Well, don't they say that the truth is stranger than fiction? It is as you said. This is merely a coincidence.
But there's no way that could have happened.
My correspondence chess opponent was the victim in this incident. What a horrible coincidence. Aren't you shocked too, Anubis? Looks like I've told the truth, Anubis, my boy. The animal show or something. That was when everyone left. Anubis brought the body to my cell. He had already been stabbed in the neck with the murder weapon. I did not wish to be suspected, so Anubis carried the body to the workroom. After that, he pulled out the murder weapon and returned to me.
Huh.
So you're saying the one who pulled the weapon out was Anubis? That's right. If I pulled out the murder weapon here, the blood would have been a problem.
True.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't this what that saw it guy said?
Large black dog.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Was biting into the neck of the victim. What? What did you say? It was truly a hellish scene. That dog killed him. I see. So that means Saw had witnessed the moment the murder weapon was pulled out.
That's why there was so much blood.
Yeah. Oh yes, that prisoner's testimony. It surprised me when I first heard it. It's not often that Anubis makes a blunder like that. Right, boy?
He's like, sorry.
Now, I believe that explains my actions. I did not kill him. I just removed the murder weapon. Now, will that be all? Anubis is getting tired.
Whoa. I forgot that's his
Whoa
voice.
there, just a moment. Mr. Dogen. Mr. Shields. Isn't there one thing you haven't explained? Why'd you need to pull out the murder weapon in the first place? That's right. I understand why he'd moved the body to draw suspicion away from him, but he didn't need to retrieve the murder weapon. I thought him just a fool, but how quickly his scent has changed.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Dogen?
It was because of this bell. The bell attached to the murder weapon, and the bell on my dog's neck. They share a distinctive shape, wouldn't you say? The assassin Sir Dogen's trademark.
An assassin's trademark?
The blind assassin, Sir Dogen. He always appears at the sound of a bell. A little cooler than a card.
Yeah.
The sound of a bell ringing in the dark of night is said
What's
to be the
that supposed to
last
mean?
thing his target hears. Well, I was referring to what's his name? Two-Face. What's his name? Shelly the Killer. Because he leaves the card after he kills someone. A little cooler than that. I wasn't meaning her giving the card to the people he's gonna steal from.
I thought you were Yadagarasu.
Nah, she doesn't kill, she steals. That's cool.
Don't steal things, people. It's not cool. Don't do
The
that.
sound of a bell ringing in the dark of the night is said to be the
Kids,
last thing his
don't
target
steal
hears.
Put that on screen, Tucker.
Yeah. You remember well. It's been a while since you last saw my bells, after all. When I prosecuted you in court, I confiscated a knife with the bell attached to it. Yes, my bells, they're only 2 in the world. Thank God it's an E and not an A. Only 2. They're custom made, attached to my knife and Anubis' collar. Even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. The last one has been confiscated and is not in my possession. Huh. Well then, that changes things a little bit.
Why would it be on?
When Anubis brought the body here, I heard a familiar sound. I thought my knife must have been embedded in the body. So imagine my confusion when I found out that it was merely a chisel with my bell attached. Indeed, your knife is nothing like this chisel. Either way, those bells are my trademark. Moreover, I'm not the only one in this prison who uses chisels. With all this, I knew I would be falsely suspected.
Yeah, someone tried
So I
to
moved
frame
the
him.
murder weapon and hid it. So you're claiming that you only moved the body. Didn't I tell you? That chisel isn't mine. If you think I'm lying, go ahead and check for my fingerprints.
Sebastian.
Me? How do I check for...
Forensics.
Yes, ma'am! Ow!
This poor kid. Okay? Are you alright, dude?
Reaction! We have fingerprints! They're Knightley's, Justine!
Oh.
Alright. What about Dogen's?
He's not okay.
Nope, just Knightley's. And there's no evidence of prints being wiped either.
Weird.
Only Knightley's fingerprints. It can't be. Should we re-examine it? See now? I never even touched that chisel. Because I ordered Anubis to carry it in his mouth. In other words, the fingerprints belong to the chisel's original owner. Yeah.
Oh boy.
The murder weapon's owner was the victim? Yeah. That was perplexing.
He would have no reason to do it to himself.
I have a theory, but I'm trying to wait for this to start winding down a little bit, so... At any rate, I did not touch the murder weapon. In other words, the killer could not have been me. Isn't that right? God, I have nothing to refute that. Then how could this... Is he really not the killer? Well, I don't think so. I believe I know who the killer is.
Really?
We've been... Oh, I had the wrong button. Because, as he said, when it comes to Dogen's bells, one of them was confiscated from him. The one from his knife. Now then, if we think back to where is she? to Patricia Rowland over here, Warden Rowland.
Uh-huh.
If you remember, she was having evidence that was Dogen's transferred to her. So she would have been able to get the bell that was confiscated and be able to use that to put on the chisel so that she could frame Dogen.
Because she's got beef with him.
She does. She's been trying for God knows how long to get this man for something, but she can't because he won't talk. He's got her in the palm of his hands. So
Do you
maybe
think
this was a way
for her to turn the tables
This is a way for her to frame him for the situation.
and get like an upper hand of sorts.
Yeah. To be like, look, he must be the killer because this is his bell.
That does make sense.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're going to find out if that makes sense or not next time.
Oh boy, and hopefully Sebastian will get more lines because Courtney's been blah 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 blah.
Well, let's face it, she's the one with the knowledge. He's the one with the lack of any kind of memory in the first place. Anyways, he's there for his personality and looks.
He's wonderful.
He is.
I love him.
I know you do.